Hey everyone, welcome back to the third drawing tutorial. This one is all about hands. I'm going to get straight into it. Here's a really quick little sketch of how you shouldn't really approach drawing a hand straight off the bat. Although saying that, you can draw a hand any way you want, it's your drawing. But we are looking at the fundamentals. Here is a guide. We've got your basic plane. It's like a rectangle with an arched top. Now that's the main part of your hand, the palm. The semicircle at the bottom is where your rotation part of your wrist meets your arm, and that triangle at the side is obviously where your thumb just sticks out. See, I'm doing that. It just sticks out from the side of your hand. And that line is the continuation of your finger. Now, these are just little suggestions of the knuckles. I'm not going to go into too much detail. Just the shape. Here I'm drawing the arc of where your fingers will go, the tops of your fingers, remembering that your index finger will always be the tallest in most cases. So you make sure that's the highest part of the arc. Now we're just going to put little suggestions in of where the finger knuckles go. Now I must admit, my little finger isn't 100% accurate on this one, but it does give you the idea of where the fingers sit in regards to each other. There's a tiny bit of space in between each finger. They don't just come down to a sharp point. There's always a little gap. And there you stick your thumb in. Again, these are all really rough guidelines. You're going to be drawing over these, and you can pause this video whenever you need to, because you know me, I like to draw pretty quickly. And there are the basic guidelines to draw a basic hand, front or back. Here I'm just doing a really quickly example of the fact that if you're drawing a hand on a human or a person walking, you very rarely see it flat. You'll usually see it in some weird position. Okay, right now I'm going to draw another hand from a different angle, and hopefully that'll show you the 3 dimensions of the hand. So the main rectangle, as you can see, it's got a little edge to it. That's obviously the depth of your hand. And now I'm just putting in the references for the fingers again, and I'll be delicately marking out where the knuckles lie in relation to each other. Really straightforward. It really helps if you look at your own hand or get someone to stand with their hand in front of you. That'll always help. Like I said before, observation is everything. Here I'm just highlighting the edges of the planes so you can see it's actually a 3D object, not just a flat thing. Another thing to remember is it's supposed to be fun. So if you are just looking to draw a bunch of cartoons with little sausage fingered hands, that's totally fine. Don't let these guides put you off drawing hands. If you were looking to draw like a Simpson-y type set of hands, it's quite literally a few little sausages and an indication of a thumb. Here you can see a picture that my son Arthur and I drew. That was for his homework the other day. We made ourselves into Simpsons characters. And as you can see, the guideline principle for drawing hands goes completely out the window. But that's not the point. The point is to have fun with it and to make it simple and easy. There you go, a couple of sausages and a thumb. Job done. Easy. Okay, so now I'm going to draw another hand a little bit bigger so you can see it a bit better. Using the same guides we've used, but this time having my thumb extended and a finger pointing up and the other fingers knuckled down. It's just helpful to keep repeating this. And again, please pause it if you want to. I think you should. Give yourself some time. Okay, so there's the semicircle at the base of the hand, which obviously you can't see. That's just the indication it joins onto your hand. The triangle of the thumb. And inside you can see that semicircle. That's just a reference of the curved line your thumb makes on your palm. Have a look, you'll know what I mean. Indicating where the knuckles will go in a second on top of that curved line. Now, I think I take a few minutes drawing this, so bear with it. Once I've got that main finger stretched in there, I'll start drawing the key references where the knuckles will go. Obviously the top knuckles of the other fingers won't be there because they're scrunched down. It's handy to know where that first knuckle bend is. But keep looking at your hand. always worth referring to a real thing to draw. Again, I'll say it again, drawing is seeing. Don't forget that. Keep it nice and loose. Don't worry about making multiple lines over and over each other for this first part. So there you can see the structure of the hand already. Again, when you come to draw this, you don't need to put as many lines in as that I'm doing. It just helps me draw the real thing. Okay, now I'm going to go with a pencil and just, slowly put a little bit more detail in this one. Keeping it nice and loose. Just remember to follow your guidelines, nice and simple. Putting a few of the little wrinkles in that you obviously have. And don't be ashamed of those wrinkles, guys. Wrinkly hands are busy hands. Get them in. References for the creases. Work up to the top knuckle. Now my perspective of my hand whilst I'm drawing was a little bit different than the perspective you can see here, but gives you the idea. And now I'm just blocking in that shade because it's obviously darker than the rest of the finger, so I'm just shading it in. Not being too precise about it. When you see this all shaded in, you'll see how much of a difference it makes. Oh, and that pencil's a goner. I'll get my trusty Fred Alders pencil. That's it. Now again, you can pause this, keep going, get your hand out and draw it. Any pose you want. So I'm just going to carry on having a play about with this because, again, I love doing a bit of shading, but it does make all the difference. And I will tackle shading in another tutorial. But it really makes it pop off and gives it some definition. So just scribble in any shadows you can see, don't worry about it. Here I'm just going over the previous drawings with a darker pen just to make these guidelines stand out just a little bit more so you can see them more clearly. You can skip this bit because we've already covered it, but it's just really helpful to keep going over things. So there you go, nice and simple. 3D objects, your hands are not pancakes. And here is the finger pointing hand with some shadows drawn on there. Again, 3D, keep it in mind. And just, I'll repeat myself, if there's any point in this tutorial you want to pause the video, it's really good that you do that. Give yourself a chance to catch up. Here I'm just going to throw another couple of drawings of the fist. You might want to be drawing characters throwing punches and whatnot. So here's one from the side, using the basic guidelines as usual as reference points. I throw a lot of unnecessary fists in this clip, so bear with it. I also draw for quite a while, so I've decided, instead of me rambling on the whole time, I'm going to put a little bit of music on so you can just enjoy the drawing. So please enjoy it. I'll talk to you in a few minutes. Remember these guidelines, remember to pause when you need to, and remember not to rush, and enjoy it. Woo! That seemed like a lot of drawing. I hope you learnt something from this little tutorial. And remember to send over any of your drawings to the Cunning Craftsman Facebook page. I'd love to see your work. I hope you're all happy and doing okay out there. Remember, hands are not pancakes. Take it easy, everyone. Until next time, see you soon.